to kiss her ass.
I don't relate to Nikki at all, nor have I had any similar experiences to her. That's not true. That was a lie. I do relate to her. I was doing research on Nikki back in the 90s, long before even Piper Kerman wrote the book. I was out there doing research, but really just because that's the level of professionalism, I like to bring to the table. On a more serious note, thank goodness I made it out alive, and how great that there was a place for me to kind of put that to good purpose. I think in a lot of ways also, it really did help me, because I did have all this personal experience with drugs. It helped me to feel safe to make her kind of a lighter person.
Should we plan an escape?
Just speaking from my personal experience as there were definitely some really heavy and dark days that I went through.
So how's it going? When I wake up, I realize where I am, and I can't breathe. When does that end? I'll let you know.
And then having come out on the other side of that, let me kind of have some fun and leeway with her, because I knew that I'd had enough similar experiences to her that there was really a lot more room than it would maybe seem on the page,
Oh, it's like free shock therapy. You might lose your short-term memory, but it's a sweet escape.
So she's got this sense of humor that she uses, probably from a tricky life and a tricky upbringing.
Isn't it time you gave up this angry, I hate mom phase?
Oh, you're my mom. See, I could have sworn it was that brown woman who made me pancakes and read me Charlotte's Web at night. And I realized the Mom I Mess must have been someone I invented when I was a kid.
I don't know what more you want from me.
There was nobody there to really say no. It was kind of let's throw money at it, or, send you off to boarding school or whatever. It wasn't, I'm gonna hold you down until, you decide you want to live.
You gotta hit rock bottom before you know which direction to go in. Welcome to the floor, Kip.
Oh. And I'm determined to love you into life. I think that's what she finds in prison, and then there's kind of this whole little family of sort of Red's gang.
Thank you, Mommy.
She's your mom?
Maternal figurehead.
She's sort of found her place. I mean, that's what's so great about doing a TV show, is you really get to live in these people, and then you feel a responsibility to them to kind of telling their story the right way.
Why'd you choose Lorna to run for WAC and not me?
The last thing you need is a public forum. You're already too multi for your own good.
Yeah, but...
Don't confuse being my daughter with getting a vote. This isn't a democracy, sweetheart.
I think that relationships are crucial to Nikki's survival in prison. And I think, in fact, when she, does want to check out and kind of check back into her sort of old behaviors, it automatically sort of sets her up for self-destruction. And we see that when her relationship with Red gets stressed and is no longer as, fluid and connected and strong as it once was, we really see Nikki floundering.
Got a couple of questions that I need to ask you about Red and the way that she runs her business.
Neptune's produce. You want to know how she gets the contraband in? That's it.
I think she's a character who's so used to living in survival mode and is so reactive. She doesn't always stop to consider it. And a lot of it is sort of a junkie personality. I want it now. This is making me unhappy. I want to fix it. This is making me happy. I want to be in it. And I think she was incredibly impulsive, which really goes with her character. And then the regret sets in. And again, I think that's sort of junkie behavior.
Yeah, that scene where I'm letting Red know that, I was, in fact, the narc, it's just a huge, it's kind of, I guess, a double moment of really this betrayal, but also honesty in the face of betrayal. And, really, I guess, just wanting to make it right. But I think it's also a heavy shift. The dynamics of power, I think, are always sort of changing in the prison. And I just remember, it was a tricky, scene to play, and it was I just remember getting myself really, worked up in advance of it, but in this place of not wanting to show her where it was at, and it was supposed to be this thing where we don't know where that scene is going to end up at the start of it, because it could, in theory, go so many ways, and of course, Red changes it by the end of the scene and kind of comes up with our next plan. When in fact, I think I'm walking into that room thinking, you know, this is it. Like, you know, anything can happen. I gotta lay it on the table. I have to come clean. So my conscience is clean, but, you know, I could be axed out of the family completely.